State champion in radio speaking, Sebastian Blanco from Downers Grove South.
African leaders call for rebel ceasefire, a 25% tariff on foreign minerals, and proposed food safety legislation here in Illinois. We'll have these stories, sports, and a whole lot more on your WSKB News Update. Today's broadcast is, of course, brought to you by Peoria Charter. Driven to serve and ready to go. Good afternoon, I'm your host, Sebastian Blanco. Topping today's headlines, leaders from Eastern and Southern Africa called for an immediate ceasefire in Eastern Congo, but also urged Congo's president to directly negotiate with them. The Congolese president has previously said he would never talk to the Rwanda-backed M23 rebels he sees as driven to exploit his country's vast mineral wealth. M23 rebels seized Goma, the biggest city in eastern Congo, following fighting that left nearly 3,000 dead and hundreds of thousands displaced. In Eastern Europe, huge crowds gathered across Slovakia to mount vocal protests against the pro-Russian policies of Prime Minister Robert Fico. The latest wave of anti-government rallies was fueled by Fico's recent talks with Vladimir Putin, a rare visit by a European Union leader since Moscow's all-out invasion of Ukraine began. The latest rallies took place in 41 locations in Slovakia and in another 13 cities abroad. Here in the U.S., Donald Trump will impose 25% tariffs on all steel and aluminum imports, including those from Canada and Mexico. Trump's comments are the latest example of his willingness to threaten and, in some cases, to impose import taxes. Tariffs are coming much earlier in his presidency than during his previous 4 years in the White House, when he prioritized tax cuts and deregulation. Up in Alaska, just hours after one of the deadliest plane crashes in the state, authorities raced to recover the wreckage before expected high winds and snow. The plane was traveling to the hub community of Nome when it disappeared Thursday afternoon. It was found the next day after an extensive search, with all 9 passengers and the pilot dead. On Capitol Hill, the Supreme Court agreed to take on a new dispute: whether the nation's first publicly funded religious charter school should be allowed to open in Oklahoma. The court has issued several decisions signaling a willingness to allow public funds to flow to religious entities. At the same time, conservative-led states have sought to insert religion into public schools, including Louisiana's requirement that the 10 Commandments be posted in classrooms. Here in Illinois, for the second legislative session in a row, Senator Willie Preston is pushing to ban several chemicals from Illinois food items. The Food Safety Act would ban the use of 4 chemicals in Illinois foods: brominated vegetable oil, red dye number 3, potassium bromate, and propylparaben. All 4 of these substances have been the subject of scientific studies linking them to elevated health risks over time. In the Windy City, a 65-year-old woman died in an apartment fire in the Humboldt Park neighborhood just after 1 a.m. The woman was given medical treatment by the fire department and transported to Illinois Masonic Hospital, where she was pronounced dead. There were no other injuries or deaths in the apartment. As the NCAA basketball season heats up, our lovely Illinois weather continues to cool down. Sports and weather are coming up next, right after this quick word from our sponsor. Wherever you go, we'll get you there, comfortably, safely, and on time. The Peoria Charter Coach Company has been serving Illinois for over 80 years, providing first-class transportation across the state and beyond. Our modern fleet features comfortable reclining seats, free Wi-Fi, charging outlets, and climate control, so you can relax and enjoy the journey. Peoria Charter, driven to serve and ready to go. I know you're reaching for those March Madness brackets, but first, an update on the hockey rink. Ryan Donato held 4 pucks in his right hand, 1 for each of his career-high 4 points, and posed for a picture to commemorate the occasion. Donato has become an intriguing trade chip ahead of the March 7th deadline and is eligible for unrestricted free agency after this season. On the college court, number 8, Texas A&M took on number 21, Mizzou, defeating them 67-64. With the largest point deficit of the night, number 18, Marquette fell to Creighton 77-67. And in the biggest upset of the night, 3rd seed Florida beat number 1 Auburn 90-81. Taking a look at the skies, yucky is the word of the week. It's no secret to anyone that we're in for a chilly couple of days. Tonight you're looking at cloudy skies and a low of about 18. As those clouds stick around heading into the start of the week, we're looking at a high near 30 tomorrow and 28 on Wednesday, just before it dips down to around 19 degrees on Tuesday. Thank you. This has been your WSKB News Update, brought to you by Peoria Charter. Driven to serve and ready to go. As always, please make sure to tune in next time and have a wonderful rest of your night. I'm Sebastian Blanco reporting.